It's Dinger Tuesday time, and we got a full 15-game slate. Let's talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are back on Dinger Tuesday. This season, I'm telling you, this sport is so incredibly tough. We're going to talk about some crazy things that happened today in just a little bit, but yesterday, 1 and 2 day, just frustrating. One easy winner and two not easy winners. So we'll go over the recap in just a little bit, but it's Dinger Tuesday. So if you want a chance to win, leave your comment below with your favorite home run bet of the day. But again, you have to include the odds and the sportsbook that you found it, because the highest odds win. That's right. We go over every single one of them to see who wins the night after. A tie in odds will go to the longest home run hit. Winner gets 1 free month of OUTLIER. So speaking of OUTLIER, any graphics you see are from that app. It's the best betting research tool on the market today. I know a lot of people have used it, and it has just really helped them. It saved them a lot of time. Saves me a lot of time going from website to website, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to try it out, click the link below. You get a 7-day free trial. All right, let's get into it. And let's start with some laughter here with little dad jokes. So here we go. Purple's my favorite color. I like it more than red and blue combined. All right, in this video, we are going to recap yesterday, and then we're going to talk wild things we saw today. I've only done this a few times this year, but it was just bonkers in the MLB. And then we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups today, the best pitcher strikeout matchups, the entire pitcher report, and of course, we will finish it with the best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join us for baseball as we wind down this season, and also the NFL season. As we just finished week 1, we got a long ways to go, and then NBA is right around the corner. So, all right, let's get it rolling, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is, a 1 and 2 frustrating day, over 8.5 Mets Phillies. We honestly, we were right there. We were 2 grand slams away from cashing. 1-0. WTF? I don't know what to tell you, guys. The number 1 and number 2 offenses lately went 1-0. I got nothing. Ozzy Albies, Julio Rodriguez, 1+ hit each. They got the job done pretty easily. Actually, that was a nice, easy cash. Albies started out with his first AB homer, and Julio got it done in his second at bat. And then this one, Ryan Berger under 2.5 earned runs, done in 11 of 13 starts, absolutely dominating this year. What does he do today against the team that has the worst WRC plus versus righties? He gives up 8 earned runs. Absolutely demolished baseball. There's the overall record and the breakdown. That's what I got for the recap. Now, let's talk some wild things. All right, let's talk this extremely unpredictable sport. Slade Ciccone almost threw a no-hitter. He has been getting rocked lately. Berger, we just talked about, got annihilated for 8 earned runs against one of the worst offenses in the league. And then Elder, that's right, Bryce Elder outdueled Shota Imanaga in a 4-1 win. The number 1 offense versus righties in the Mets scored 0 runs versus Aaron Nola, who has been getting rocked all season. The Brewers got shut out versus Jacob Latz and this Rangers bullpen. The Nationals scored 15 runs. That's just another Monday in the MLB. That's it. Just want to point that out. If you had all those and you predicted all that, then you're a millionaire right now, I'm sure. But those are some things we saw around the league. Now, let's talk some hitter matchups. All right, we got 16 good hitter matchups for you today, starting with Mookie Betts, 8 for 26 off German Marquez. You got Altuve there, Marte, Lindor, 5 for 16. I hate everything about the Mets right now, just all season long. Anyways, Laureano, 5 for 14 off Littell. Bryce Harper, you see 5 for 12. And then Ty France, Sosa there, but nothing huge over there. And then on the right side, we got one guy with 2 home runs, George Springer, 3 for 7 with a couple Jimmy Jacks off of Luis Garcia. Manny Machado there, 4 for 9 with 3 extra base hits off Littell. Xavier Edwards you see there as well, and Aaron Judge, 5 for 17 with a couple extra base hits off Casey Mize. So that's what we got for the good hitter matchups. Now let's take a look at the bad hitter matchups. We got some Mets players here. Brandon Nimmo, Pete Alonso combined 5 for 42 with some decent Ks, but against the lefty Ranger Suarez. Yordan Alvarez, 3 for 16. Bo Bichette, 2 for 12. We got some big names up here. And then Vlad, he's the hottest hitter in Major League Baseball right now in the last 7 days, but he is 1 for 11 with 5 Ks off Luis Garcia. You see Pena there, 0 for 11. Soto, 0 for 10 with 3 Ks. And then Falafel is 1 for 10 with 2 Ks, and Matt Chapman, 0 for 10 with 3 strikeouts off of Gallon of Milk. So that's what we got for the hitter matchups. Now let's talk some Ks. All right, we got 3 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you today. We start with the lefty Sean Manaea at the Phillies. Phillies 7th highest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks, over 25%. And then Manaea 59 Ks in 45 innings this year, 6+ Ks in 4 straight starts, 29 Ks in his last 18 innings. Higher K rate on the road, as you see there, over 31%. Higher K rate versus righties as well compared to lefties. He had 8 Ks in 4.2 innings a couple weeks ago versus the Phillies, so didn't go deep. But again, 8 strikeouts. That was at home. Second one, Zebby Matthews at the Angels. Anyone at the Angels. They have the highest K rate versus righties. They are about at 30% right now. Matthews, 75 Ks in 64.2 innings. He does only have 12 Ks in his last 16.2 innings. So just want to point that out. But before that, he had 6+ Ks in 5 of the 6 prior starts. Almost identical home road K splits, and then a little bit higher K rate versus lefties. So that's what we got for page 1. Now let's look at page 2, and we got Ed Sheeran. That's right, the musician going up against the Rockies. Rockies 4th highest K rate versus righties in the last 3 weeks, almost 26%. Sheehan, 60 Ks in 52.2 innings. This guy's missing some bats. 6+ Ks in 4 straight starts now, and he has 29 strikeouts in his last 22.2 innings. Higher K rate at home. In fact, it's almost 30% compared to on the road, 26.4. Slightly higher K rate versus lefties, but not a big difference there. So that's what we got for these strikeout matchups. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 8 matchups of the day with all the averages on the bottom. We just try to give you info to help you out every single day, save you some time. Burrows versus Bradish. Burrows' pitch counts dropped as he hasn't thrown more than 57 pitches now in his last 3 starts. He's pitched decently well this year, though. And Kyle Bradish, only 10 innings in his 2 starts this year. Over those 10 innings, he's given up 8 hits, 4 earned runs with 15 strikeouts. And then a pair of lefties in Cleveland. We will talk about that game in a little bit. And then Mitchell Parker versus Adam Mazur, or Mazur, I don't know. But anyways, Parker is flat out awful. We've talked about it. His streak of 6 straight 3+ earned runs ended last start with 2 earned runs. Congratulations. But he still gave up 4 runs overall and 7 hits in 4.2 innings. Mazur of the Miami Marlins, not a good pitcher as well. Just gave up 10 hits and 4 earned runs in his last start at Washington against this same team. Only made 3 starts this year, though. Sean Manaea versus Ranger Suarez, a pair of lefties in Philly. Manaea, it's been a rocky season, to say the least. Giving up 4+ earned runs in 5 of his last 6 starts. So, yes, he can miss some bats, and yes, he can find some bats. Suarez, giving up some hits, but giving up just 1 earned run in his last 18 innings over 3 starts. Casey Mize versus Will Warren. Mize finally had a good start, going 5 innings and giving up 5 hits and 1 earned run to the Mets. But overall, you guys know, it's been a rough second half for him. It's been a little rougher on the road as well. Will Warren, he's had a decent season overall. Swing and miss stuff is, it sometimes looks good and sometimes it doesn't. But he's still given up 2 or less earned runs in 7 of his last 8 starts. Also a guy who pitches better at home. Luis Garcia versus Jose Barrios. Garcia, in his first start back in over a year, he went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 earned runs, and 6 Ks with 0 walks against the Angels. So pretty solid start after a long layoff. And then Barrios, one of those guys who's around average, maybe slightly above average, but he's had some good games, had some blow-up games. You see a lot of his numbers are pretty average there. And then Cade Horton versus Strider. Horton has to be considered a top 5, top 10 starting pitcher at this point. I mean, it is insane. He has given up 4 earned runs in his last 47 innings. I know. I had to reread it. Strider settled down a little bit the last 2 starts, giving up just 8 hits and 4 earned runs in his last 12 innings. But he is nowhere near the Strider of old, that's for sure. He did have, in those last 2 starts, 5 walks and 4 Ks. 4 Ks and 2 starts for Strider just doesn't even, it's hard to comprehend in my head. Then we got TBD of the Rays, solid pitcher there, going up against Gomez. Gomez, since starting, he's had 3 solid starts and a couple bad starts. He does have 5+ Ks in 4 of his last 5. So that's what we got for page 1. Now let's take a look at page 2. And as of recording this, we have TBD from Milwaukee, another good solid pitcher, going up against Jack Leiter of the Rangers. He's been missing some bats lately, 25 Ks in his last 19 innings with just 5 walks. That's a huge thing for Jack Leiter, as you guys know. Zebby Matthews against Kyle Hendricks. Matthews, hard to know what you're going to get from him. Really good, really bad starts all season long. He can miss some bats, and then he can just make it 3 innings and get rocked. Hendricks, back-to-back solid starts, going 6 innings in each. Been okay this season. I mean, especially for his age and not being able to miss bats, a 14.8% K rate. And then Littell versus Michael King. That's right. Littell struggling lately, going 4.2 innings or less in 3 of his last 5. In his last 5 starts, he's given up 16 earned runs in 25 innings. And Michael King, he is battling injuries all season. I mean, he came back and then got hurt again. Now he's back. He's made one start since May 18th. He made an unofficial 5-inning start in Peoria, Arizona at their spring training facility on Thursday. So, I didn't get a pitch count, but 5 innings, you got to assume he's probably good for about 5 innings if he pitches well. Liberatore versus Kirby in Seattle. Liberatore, after some rough starts, coming off a solid one. 5.1 innings, gave up 4 hits, 0 earned runs with 7 Ks against the A's. And then Kirby Puckett got absolutely rocked last start and has given up exactly 7 earned runs in 2 of his last 4. I will say they were tough places to pitch. I think one was that Little League game. But anyways, shown some flashes as well. He's just not quite himself like a lot of these Mariner pitchers. And then Gallon of Milk versus Ray. Gallon pitching, I'm going to be honest, he is pitching so much better actually lately. In his last 3 starts, giving up just 10 hits and 1 earned run in the 18 innings. He was horrendous this season, and he has really turned it around. In fact, he's gone exactly 6 innings now in 8 of his last 9 starts. Ray, opposite. He's struggling lately, giving up 13 earned runs in his last 14 innings. He was a guy who had a great first half of the year. He's starting to falter a little bit, who can miss the zone a little bit as well. And then Dustin May, June, July against Jeffrey Summers. May have been very up and down. I mean, I just realized this is like a season versus a month. Anyways, Dustin May, been very up and down. Gotten blown up in 2 of the last 3, but coming off a 3-inning bulk reliever role, he is now back to the starting role, so he should get a pretty full leash here. And then Spring's been a pretty average overall this year. He's gone under 6 innings in 4 of his last 5 starts now. And then we ended with Herman Marquez versus Ed Sheeran. Marquez, in his 2 starts since his return, he's given up 12 earned runs and 17 hits in 9.1 innings. I don't know what else to say about Rockies pitchers. They're so bad. And then Sheehan, starting to miss some bats lately, like we talked about. 29 Ks in those last 22.2 innings, pitching decently well, and the Dodgers badly need that right now. So that's what we got for the entire pitcher report and all the research help. Now it's time for the best bets. All right, we head out to Cleveland, where the Guardians host the Kansas City Royals. Guardians money line -127, Royals money line +105 with a total of 7.5 runs. With that total, the full game, I'm surprised to get this. I like it. Give me the under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings at -125 on DK. A little juicy. If you can get a 4 on some book at around even money, I don't mind that either. I just think we see a low-scoring game. So we got Noah Cameron versus Joey Cantillo, a pair of lefties. These guys faced each other on July 27th. The score is 4-0 Royals. And it was really, so they went under, but it was only 4 runs really because Cantillo's control. But Noah Cameron having a solid rookie season. But the big reason why I like it is matchup based. This man dominates lefties. A 165 average with a .78 whip versus lefties. He faced the Guardians on July 27th, a lefty-heavy lineup. What did he do? Gave up 0 earned runs in 5 innings. I'm just looking for a repeat of that performance, Mr. Cameron, please. But he's had a couple bad games in the last 30 days. A lot of those were against righty-heavy lineups as well. But we'll go over the Guardians' offense in a bit. Joey Cantillo, first of all, he's facing the Royals' offense, possibly without Bobby Witt. He has had the last few days with back issues. I think it's back issues, but I mean, without him, they are a college lineup. He has been in solid form, giving up just 1 earned run exactly in 3 straight starts. That's 3 earned runs over 16.2 innings with just 13 hits allowed. So he is in good form here, as long as he doesn't walk a lot of guys. That's really the one thing you want to know with him. But he's also a guy who can miss some bats. 24 Ks in his last 22.1 innings, like we talked about. In that game on July 27th, he gave up 4 earned runs in 4 innings. Why? Well, he gave up 4 walks. He doesn't usually give up 4. He's usually around the 2 mark. But he only gave up 3 hits, so it wasn't getting rocked. He just couldn't find the zone. So as long as he has some decent command, I don't see the Royals scoring much at all. And then offenses, Guardians. They should have around 5 lefties, maybe 6 against Noah Cameron. You'd love to see that. And then the other couple that aren't, they're switch hitters. 3rd worst WRC plus versus lefties in the last 3 weeks. That mattered yesterday when they crushed Ryan Berger. But Royals, they suck. Just almost got no hit by Slade Ciccone on Monday. Bottom 10 offense versus lefties. Possibly no Bobby Witt like we talked about. I don't see many runs here. I don't want to mess with the bullpens. Give me the under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings as my first best bet. All right, this second one takes us out to the ATL where the Braves host the Chicago Cubbies. Braves on the money line -112, Cubs on the money line -108 with a total of 8.5 runs. We're going to first 5 bet yet again. Give me the Cubs first 5 innings money line -105 on Bet365 for a half unit. I'm not exactly sure why we're getting -105 line. We have the better starting pitcher in Cade Horton, and it's not even close. So let's talk the starting pitchers. Horton versus Strider. I have talked about this already in the pitcher report. Horton is like a top 5 starting pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. I will repeat one thing that I said earlier. He has given up 4 earned runs in his last 47 innings. It's absolutely bonkers. He just faced the Braves in his last start. What did he do? 5 innings of no-hit baseball. Didn't give up one single hit with 6 Ks. He doesn't walk a lot of guys. He's given up just 21 base runners in his last 24.1 innings. I have no more words to explain him. He is unbelievable. Again, 4 earned runs in 47 innings. A bad start for him right now is giving up 1 run in 5 innings. Strider, not missing bats at all. 3 or less Ks in 4 straight starts. That's crazy to say. He just faced the Cubs in his last start. That's the only weird thing about this is Horton just faced the Braves. Strider just faced the Cubs. But in his last start, Strider gave up 5 hits and 3 earned runs in 5 innings. Now giving up 24 earned runs in his last 5 starts, which is over 23.2 innings. Yes, 1 earned run per inning. He is not the same guy after the injury. In his last 5 home starts, how about a 6.5 ERA? It hasn't been pretty. Offense, Cubs, to be honest with you, 1 run in the first 5 innings might be all we need. At the very least, it might be a push at 1-1, or it should be a 1-0 win with how Horton's pitching. But they've showed they can also score off Strider. They've been average in most of the categories versus righties in the last 3 weeks. And then Braves, 7th lowest WRC plus and OPS versus righties last 3 weeks. They also hit worse at home. Cubs bullpen's in bad shape, so I'm sticking to the first 5 here. Again, a push after 5 innings, 0-0, 1-1, whatever it is just a void. You just throw it out and you don't lose or anything. So I expect Horton to throw yet again 5 innings, 1 run, 0 runs. And the Cubs just need to do a little bit to get us a win here. So give me the Cubbies on the first 5 innings money line as my second best bet. There is not many props out right now. There's only like 4 games that have pitcher props out. So I'm not going to try to force a prop bet or anything like that. I'm going to wait till the morning when I have all 15 games to pick from. So right now, those are my 2 best bets. There will be at least 2 added plays probably in the morning in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord and, of course, the website. So that's what I got for you right now. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. There it is, my 2 best bets so far. Give me the under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings, the Royals and the Guardians. And then the Cubs on the first 5 innings money line, minus 105 for a half unit as well. Thank you guys for watching. As always, really appreciate the support. Hit that like button if you haven't already, but hope you have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.